Hey Bennett, do you want some ice cream? What?
Raspberry pie. So guys, this video is about the raspberry pie. Can't wait to eat it after this video.
It's not that kind of pie. So, raspberry pie, if you don't know, is basically like a tiny computer system that lets you play emulation. So this is something I've been wanting to get into for a while, but it seemed a little intimidating to learn. And then last week I saw a guy on, I think it was on Craigslist, I don't know, actually my wife found it, but he was selling Raspberry Pi with some accessories that was already set up, and it was a good price, so I thought that'd be a cool way to get into it. So first I'll show you, this is the system itself.
Crazy.
Which they're very small and they could be put into any kind of casing. I think this is just a pretty standard casing, but people like to put them inside like NES cartridge shells or NES mini type shells or different cool things. And just to let you see what it is here, so it has internet connector, 4 USBs, and that's how you can hook up controllers or thumb drives or different things. And then this side has, I think this one's AV out, this is HDMI, and this is your power. And then you could pop it off and see what's inside it as well.
You never showed me that. Can I see? Let me see.
So it's pretty cool. The main thing with this is that it's really customizable. So I've been spending the last week, well, not quite a week yet, but trying to get to know it and figure out how to program it and some of the things. And some of the other stuff it came with, we got 2 Logitech controllers.
Do you mind me of Xbox controllers?
Kinda, or PlayStation. They're pretty cool because it seems like you could use them for emulating most any game you'd want to play. They have the XYAB. They have a back, start, mode. The mode switches between the thumbsticks and the D-pad, and the thumbsticks are pretty nice. The D-pad I really actually kind of like. It's one of those shield kind, and so you're not digging into your fingers like an old NES. Then it has triggers and shoulder buttons, and I've played around with them quite a bit, and they're pretty comfortable. They're nice.
And there's one thing I need to say, isn't that my dad told me that. Remember that other video that we did, guys, of like our controllers about we could use on a computer we got for free? Well, guess what? We can use those controllers on this.
Yeah, any USB controller. So I programmed the Super Nintendo one, and I used it, and it was actually really kind of fun and comfortable. One thing that was kind of interesting that I tried was playing Crash Bandicoot with a Super Nintendo controller. Was kind of a cool, strange thing. And then another thing it came with.
What are those cords?
Well, 2 things it came with. This is a little Wi-Fi adapter.
And these free things that came with free everything.
So that lets the system hook up to your Wi-Fi network, and so you can go online with your games. Or the thing I found really convenient is I have it on the same network as my computer. So I can access the shared drive, and I could just drag ROMs right into it and edit it from my computer without having to unplug and plug in the micro SD card. And right now I have a 32 in there, and so far I haven't filled it, and I've got a lot of stuff on there. Maybe eventually I'll switch over to like a 64 or something. And the other thing it came with is this guy, which is a SMK Link wireless micro keyboard. And this, you can keep this in the back of it when you're not using it, and then just plug it into your Pi.
Cool.
And that way, there's some things that require putting commands or typing things in, so this makes it nice and easy. And let's take a look at the system a little bit and what I have on there so far.
Oh yeah.
A couple things I forgot to mention that it also came with was a power supply and HDMI, because using HDMI out. And right now we're capturing it with our Elgato Game Capture HD. So we just tested that out for the first time. And this is what I have installed on it is called Retropie. And what this does is basically it has many old systems that you can emulate on here. So let's take a look at what we have installed so far. We have the Atari 2600, the Atari 7800, Atari Lynx, Dreamcast. Dreamcast, only certain games really work well on it, so I put a couple of them that I like. So Choo Choo Rocket works well, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Wait, what's that?
Fighting. There's Game Gear, Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
I think I'll put some Game Boy Advance. There's MAME for your arcade games, Sega Master System, the Mega Drive, which is the Genesis for us here in America, Nintendo 64, Nintendo Entertainment System, Neo Geo Pocket, PC Engine, or TurboGrafx 16. Ports was already installed on here, and it says Kodi on it, and that lets you access a bunch of different, I guess, media streaming and media downloading services. So you could put a bunch of movies on here. So the person that I had bought this from was, I believe, Indian, and there's a bunch of different movies, foreign language movies, and it has them categorized by what language they speak. So that's kind of interesting. This is one I was really excited about, is that you could do PlayStation 1 games on here. So I put a few of my favorites for now.
They ain't got a lot of Crash Bandicoot things.
Crash Bandicoot.
What's that school thing?
Skull Monkeys is a cool game made out of it's all claymation, and it's pretty hard to find and kind of expensive. So it's pretty cool that I can do it now.
Can I play it? Can I try?
Yeah.
Oh, Spyro.
Yeah, we got 3 Spyros. I only owned the first one, so. And then Tekken 3 you tried. I got us Twisted Metal. But it's pretty cool too. You could scrape the files and get the box art here and get some information about them, and you could change that info too. Retropie here is where you access the different setup and configurations. So you could also use Bluetooth controllers, not just USB. Here you can even use the PlayStation 3 controller. So I might try that. And what I'd really like to do is get one of those 8-bit do controllers, maybe the Famicom one, and get that hooked up in here. And you could change themes. This is where you could really dig in and change some stuff about your setup. Scum VM, this is where I put a bunch of my favorite old computer games from like LucasArts and things. So right now it only shows Day of the Tentacle, but I have quite a few installed. You have to go into the Scum system for that though. But looking forward to replaying some of my favorite old computer games there. And then Sega 32X, Super Nintendo, and that's what we have so far. But you can get Virtual Boy, you can get Neo Geo, you can get 3DO. There's a lot you can do. If you've seen in the past where I have shown my soft modded Wii, it's a little similar to that, except it's a lot more you can do on here besides what can just be done on the Wii. I think a lot more is compatible with it. So I'm excited to find out all the different things we can do and figure out how we want to do it. Right now we're just running it off our TV, but you can also set up a monitor and make like a mobile setup. I've seen people where they keep these in a briefcase and they pop open the briefcase and it's got a screen and then the system and the keyboard and controllers.
Well,
Something like that might be fun. So if you're familiar with Raspberry Pi, let me know what we should be doing. What's cool? What should we try? So I gotta go through some of these still and get the information on the games, but the games play just like on the regular systems. The emulation's really good for
Beavis and Butthead?
Beavis and Butthead.
Was this the terrible game the nerd reviewed?
Yeah, but you can see you can fit a lot of them on here. I first started hearing a lot about the Raspberry Pi when the NES Classic came out, and then a lot of people were popping up saying, well, who needs that? You should just play Raspberry Pi because you can do a lot more with it. And in a way it was kind of annoying because you see those comments pop up on every kind of thing like that, and it's a little elitist, but it's also very interesting, something I wanted to try. So you could see the games look good.
You think of God putting it on the Spiral one? I want to play that.
Well, we could try any of them. See, Bust a Move, those same guys from Bubble Bobble.
What?
That was kind of their mascots. Recognize them?
Yeah,
I told you they were on more games.
I thought this was Bubble Bobble.
Nope, this is Bust a Move. It's another one of my favorites.
But they're the same characters.
Because the same company, those are kind of their mascots. So, yeah, just let us know if there's something we should be adding on here or anything you'd like to see us try. It's kind of cool to see the old Atari stuff on here too. Hear that old Atari sound? It's well replicated on here.
Wait, what's this one? This game?
I don't know, some Atari game. Let's see. Oh yeah, don't touch those. So that's the Raspberry Pi. Like I said, let us know if you're familiar with it and if there's anything we should be looking out for or trying. We're new to it, so we're looking for tips.
Tips, my monies.
Anything you want to say about it? You excited to learn more about it and try the stuff? Seemed like you wanted to play some games.
Yeah, I want to play Spiral, people, and I'm going to kick butt.
Alright, well I guess we're going to go kick butt in Spyro.
Yeah.
So that's it for now.
Bye.